everybody, this is Albert with Green Tea House. I hope you're doing well today. Today we're going to talk about the best places to get nice teaware. Now before we begin, come visit Casey and I here at the tea shop here in New Braunfels, Texas. If you haven't been so, come and visit us. If you've been here, come again. We have weekly tea club meetings. You can hang out. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell so these episodes come fresh to you. And post a comment. Teaware. Now, we are kind of an Asian tea shop. We have teas from Japan and India and China and various places. So when most people think of teaware, I think they think of English teaware, some like teacups. Some people might think of kyusus, which are Japanese teapots, or yixings, which are Chinese teapots. And there's a variety of countries that have beautiful teaware. And maybe you're like, hey, I really love this stuff and I want to start getting stuff so when I'm drinking at home, I can kind of have my own little cool tea world. Certainly there's people who have gong fu at home. You have your either portable, transfer, small gong fu. We have somebody who comes here quite often who has a very large YouTube channel. He has a massive setup at his house. So you can get something gigantic, something small, but certainly it makes it more fun to personalize. Now here at the tea shop, I typically just drink out of my old kyusu, which has a broken lid, and I just drink into a mug because I'm busy all day drinking and serving and cleaning and all these things. So I don't really necessarily have the opportunity to kind of chill out and do a gong fu. But I certainly think that there's people who really want to delve into this stuff, but they really don't know where to get this stuff. So I wanted to help you out and give you some tips that we kind of use here. So the obvious way to get your tea stuff, whether it be Asian or European, is buy it brand new. Certainly you can do that. There's tons of outlets out there where you can buy a brand new teacup, saucer, teapot, strainer, infusers that are really pretty, to-go containers. I mean, there's tons of these things. You can just go and buy retail. Would I recommend this? It depends. It really depends what you want. I think if you need like a to-go travel infuser, probably buy that new. I think if you're looking at teacups, tea saucers, teapots, porcelain, anything made from clay, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this route. I would recommend to get stuff used. Kind of like a used car. You know, they always say don't buy a brand new car because it depreciates as soon as it leaves the lot. Get something that's used. And I think you can definitely use that with teaware because used teacups and so forth typically are going to be better made. They're not going to be mass consumer made. A lot of the teacups, whether they be Asian or European, are just mass produced in China and not like the part of China that you would want your teaware to be made. They're going to be made in English teacups in China, mass produced. So I think if you're looking for something older, they're probably, like a lot of our house construction today and a lot of things in our life, older is probably going to be better made and nicer, prettier, whatever you want to call it. So where do you find this stuff? I think eBay is a very common place that teacup lovers go to because people who have really nice teacups will sell them there. So you definitely have the option of going to something like eBay or anything that's like that kind of middleman, wholesale, bartering system. eBay is just probably the most well-known one of those, but there's going to be ones for teaware as well. There's a lot of Facebook groups for tea lovers where people can sell stuff. So you can look at that area. You can look at Facebook Marketplace. You can look at eBay, these kind of places where people who have teacups and teaware will sell them. That's certainly an option. I would tell you, like with something like eBay, you're looking like middleman costs, you're looking at shipping costs. You got to be wary of the return policies on some of these things. Many times they don't have a return policy, and you can get conned. So where's another place? I would probably tell you, you can go to something like Nextdoor, the Nextdoor app. Nextdoor is kind of like Facebook Marketplace, but for a local region where people are selling like an online garage sale. I think you're more likely to get less unscrupulous people there at Nextdoor than you would on Facebook Marketplace. I think you can definitely check those out. Personally, I would tell you, especially if you like these kind of places, antiquing/thrift stores. I think those are probably the best place to go. Why? because they tend to be the least expensive, certainly compared to buying something new retail or even compared to eBay. Yes, on eBay, you might find a really nice teacup, like a Paragon nice teacup, one of these very ancient, or not ancient, but like kind of historic teacup makers, and it will be authenticated. Whereas if you're going to a thrift store or if you're going to an antique store, they might not have that. But I would say as a whole, there's some beauty to antique shopping and finding something, or going to a thrift store, whether it be Salvation Army, Goodwill, or maybe a religious thrift store. There's something beautiful about finding something, and even though it might not be worth a lot, it might be something that just speaks to you, and it's probably going to be much less expensive than something else. So I would tell you, if you kind of like that world of antique shopping and being patient and looking, that's probably what I would tell you is the best place to go. So it really depends what you're looking for. I think like with brand new infusers, like Yeti ones on the go, you probably buy those new. But when it comes to teacups, I would probably do this last route, because teacups are just so beautiful. There's so much range of colors. There's so much range of designs. There's so much history, whether you're looking at the European ones, the bone china, the bone porcelain, if you're looking at the Chinese ones or the Japanese, there's just so much range of what you can find, and that's part of the fun. And so that's what I would recommend that you do, is do the antique/thrift store route. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care and God bless.